Hey everyone, I'm Julie Barrett, founder of Conservative Ladies of Washington, and I'm back again with another bill of the day. Today is Monday, January 22nd, and we begin week 3 of the Washington legislative session. We've got another crazy week of whack-a-mole legislation happening, and today I want to tell you about a bill that has a hearing tomorrow, Tuesday, January 23rd, at 1:30 p.m. This is Senate Bill 5209, and this bill had a hearing and it went through, I think it got out of committee and into rules, and then it didn't go further last session. So this is a carryover bill, and our team testified in opposition to this bill when it was originally heard last year. This would require universal civic voting in Washington state. So you would be required to either cast a ballot if you are a registered voter and you are qualified to vote, or you would have to submit a waiver to basically waive your right to vote. You can submit an empty ballot, but you have to submit a ballot if you haven't signed the waiver and submitted that waiver. So then that begs the question of what do they do with the empty ballots? And if you are a Washington state voter and you've been voting in Washington state for any length of time, you know that this is a very, very suspicious bill. This does not sound like a great way to redeem Washington state election integrity process with the Washington state voters, many of which are very disenfranchised and have been for a couple of decades now. So there's that piece of it. The other question that we have is, and the bill doesn't state this, so this is a question, is what happens if you don't fill out a waiver? And is there a punishment for that? Is there a penalty for that? How would we know? There's definitely going to have to be a campaign out of the Secretary of State's office to educate voters about this new universal civic voting. And, one of the things that we found is most citizens aren't really up to speed on what's going on with all of the laws in Washington state, considering that like last year they passed 427 bills in the 2023 legislative session. That's a lot for most people can't keep up with that. And I can't even keep up with that. And I watch this stuff pretty closely. So how are they going to educate the voters that there's been this big change and that now they're mandated to vote? We also believe that voting is a privilege. And while we agree that everybody who is eligible to vote should be voting, we don't think that the state should mandate it. That is not the American way. And it's interesting because in the bill, it actually states the legislature finds that the words "we the people" are central to our system of government. Now, if you've watched anything that goes on in the Washington state legislature, I find it very ironic that they want to cite "we the people" because they do not care at all about we the people. So I find this very ironic that they're going to say that this is something that they need to do to serve we the people. I think this is a disaster waiting to happen. They've also got a bill coming up this week. It's House Bill 2250 for ranked choice voting, and we'll have more information on that specific bill coming in the next, probably tomorrow. But right now, first up is this Senate Bill 5209 for the universal civic voting, which is very problematic. You combine, there's like 3 different election bills that we're really concerned about happening this week. And you combine all of those, if all of those pass, even if just one of them passes, but all of them together is just a mess for election integrity. So I'm going to have links for you to take action on this bill. If you take action by 12:30 p.m. on Tuesday, January 23rd, I've got all the links for you to either sign in, just register your position. That'll take you 30 seconds or less. And we would want you to oppose this, so you'd be signing in con. You can also sign up to testify. You can testify in person or you can testify remotely via Zoom, which we would recommend you consider doing that as well. That's a great way to make your voice heard, and you can do it from home or the office or wherever you happen to be. We will be tracking this bill as it moves. So the next step after the public hearing would be that it would go to executive session, where the committee would vote to pass it out of committee. So we would expect that they would pass it out of committee. And so the next step would be that you could email the committee members. So I'll have all those links in the description box for you. So you can take the quick action steps now. You can also send an email to the committee at this time as well. Highly recommend that you do that. And please share this information with other citizens that you know that are concerned with the elections process in Washington state, because this bill would certainly further erode the election system. And we definitely want to fight back from keeping that happening in this session. So I'll have that all down below. If you haven't done so already, please be sure that you subscribe to our Substack. That's the best way to get the breaking, latest, up-to-date calls to action on bills as they're moving. They're going to start moving even faster now that we're getting later in this short session. So that's the best way to keep yourself up to date. Make sure that you don't miss any of those calls to action. And even a better step is if you upgrade to a paid subscription. That's the best way that you can support the work that we're doing. That's basically becoming a member of our organization. Or if you'd like to support us through making a donation, I'll have that link in the description box as well. So thanks for watching. Thanks for taking action, and I'll see you again next time.